reason why he is called Budol Man, he is called Bangag, and all other derogatory names is because hindi nagtugma yung sinasabi niya sa ginagawa niya. Right now, we do not see a president that works for the Filipino people. We do not see a president that think and feel the concerns of the Filipino people. We only see a president who works for the United States, whose objective is to bring a chaos in our country. But then they must realize that the reason this administration is now sitting in Malacanang is because he mimicked or he adopted, or at least he deceived the people that he will continue the policy and the direction of the Duterte administration. Kumbaga, he wear the mask that resembles the image of Duterte. That was the very reason that he became the president.
Hoy, 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 hoy. Umisig ka na Pinoy. Hoy, 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 hoy. Umisig.
Yes, during the election time, I was one of those who really believed that Marcos Jr. is for the people. He campaigned a lot. That sounds music to our ears. But when he became the president, suddenly he abandoned everything that he promised to the people. So right now, hindi na natin may isa-isa kung ilan bang issues na tinalikuran niya. And right now, yung drug use, yung issue niya. And you know, during the time of Duterte, the people supported Duterte because we hate drugs. The Filipino people hate drugs because drugs can destroy a country. And now we have a president that he himself has been accused and alleged na user siya. And he cannot, and he seems to be ignoring the clamor of the people. Sabi nga, wala siyang moral ascendancy until he convinced the people that he's not a drug user. Any event or any drug operations that is done naturally will have different angles that can be examined by any ordinary people. It will naturally flow and convince people na totoo. But this 13 billion shabu drug bust, if we call that, it raised a lot of questions than answer. Ang isa pa, it's very paramang it smells fishy when you saw the president himself trying to beat the one who apprehended yung captain. Parang ano to? And the video says for itself na something is really not parang it's not falling into the right places. Can you imagine hauling this much amount of shabu? The volume itself, we know that the value of shabu is basically parang gold yan. Kahit isang kilo lang, if you let it, if you allow it to be handled by criminals or the users, it will be treated like gold. Kasi nga user sila. Then ito, 13 billion, isa lang yung handler. It's very unbelievable. Kaya nga, yun ang pinag-usapan ngayon sa social media na para ang daming red flags. Tapos the timing is very suspicious. So instead of giving the administration a thumbs up, it brings more suspicion. It brings more doubt. It brings more parang walang pagtitiwala ng tao sa administration because the event itself are suspicious and many people are believe that this is a stage or para kumbaga drama lang to shift the focus of the people from the risk. That's basically my point. It raised suspicion. Kasi nga, drugs yan, criminal activity yan. How come you get hold of that amount of illegal drugs with no resistance? Ano yan? If there's any the most dangerous kind of criminals, kung meron man, yun na ang mga drug dealer. They are armed to the teeth. They will fight for it because they know it's a very big business. Tapos, kaya mong kumuha ng 13 billion worth of it without resistance? Baka kinuha mo lang yun sa drawer tapos pinakita mo na, oh, ito, nakuha namin. And the fact that the person that was apprehended was not thoroughly given cross-examined or being fed to the media para sumagot ng mga kasagutan. Merong maraming red flags na bakit di mo ipa-interview ng todo-todo. Why not give the media the time to scrutinize, to show that it was really a legitimate operation? So, parang naging it backfired. I think, as in my opinion, this is the basic example of how a government will try to lie, will try to manipulate opinion by staging an event. Although it's not proving it, but the more they will not answer the questions of the people, the more it will convince the Filipino people that they are just messing with the Filipino people. Nanluloko lang sila. Yun ang perception ng mga tao sa ngayon. No amount of news, no amount of words can change or can convince the Filipino people na Duterte was less or not, or Bongbong Marcos is better than Duterte. We the people, especially me from Cebu, I am a witness how President Duterte, ex-President Duterte wiped out the drug monies na, kumbaga, sa Bisaya, nalimpyo ang dalan, wala yung mga adik-adik. The drug lords were gone, yung mga adik criminality were completely, I think 98% na wala sila. Tapos, during Marcos time, in less than a year, bumalik agad yung street selling ng shabu. Kahit ilang bisis pa magsalita si Bongbong, o kahit ilang drug operations pa na kaduda-duda, no amount of PR against Duterte that can convince the people otherwise, because we the people believe that Duterte was serving the interest of the Filipino people, while Marcos, the reason why he is called Budol man, he is called Bangag, and all other derogatory names, is because hindi nagtugma yung sinasabi niya sa ginagawa niya. Right now, we do not see a president that works for the Filipino people. We do not see a president that think and feel the concerns of the Filipino people. We only see a president who works for the United States, whose objective is to bring a chaos in our country. I think you're right. This administration is trying to discredit the legacy of Duterte, but then they must realize that the reason this administration is now sitting in Malacanang is because he mimicked, or he adopted, or at least he deceived the people that he will continue the policy and the direction of the Duterte administration. Kumbaga, he wear the mask that resembles the image of Duterte. That was the very reason that he became the president. But when they were able to sit in Malacanang and hold power, they remove all the pretensions and show the real faces. Sa ngayon, wala nang naniniwala kay sa presidente natin. I interview a lot of people even in my office, sa mga kapitbahay ko. They no longer listen what the president says because they do not see a president per se. They see a liar, a budol-budol man, a person who is using Duterte just to grab the power. And right now, everybody, apaga 95% in my sphere of sa nakikita ko, sabi nila, nagsisisi na ba lahat? Kung sa Bisaya pa, nagbasol na ba ang tanan? And it's what's really killing us is we still have 4 years to have this president who is not serving us. Kaya every time we speak of the legacy of this administration, wala na sa ordinaryong tao, wala na. We're just waiting for him to be gone. Kumbaga, accepted na ng mga tao na wala ka nang masasabi sa kanila. Hindi ito nakikinig eh. We understand that they don't have the heart for the people. We just want our heroes, kung sino man yung matatapang or sino yung Pilipino na who will defend this country against a president who will not serve us, sana mapalitan na siya or sana there will be a divine intervention na hindi na pahirapan yung Pinoy because parang sobra-sobra na makita siya everyday that he's saying something that he doesn't mean. And we know he is not our president as far as his heart is concerned. He's not serving us. Well, as far as Filipinos are concerned, I think what we can do is really to continue supporting kung meron man sanang matinong nagawa ang administration. But I've been observing, I've been trying to look at anything na may relevance talaga sa interest ng Pinoy, parang wala eh. Kaya ang masabi ko, tiis na lang muna tayo, or if there's any way that we can support, or in my opinion, or removing him legally, I will support it. Kasi wala na naubos na pasensya ng mga tao. Kahit saan lugar ngayon, shabu is being sold and no one cares. And to think, hindi lang ang daming problema ng internal problems natin, sasabayan pa ng gera na warmongering, bibit-bitin pa yung Amerikano dito, or what? Imagine na nga tayo, hindi nga natin na solve yung internal problem natin, rebellion, tapos haharap tayo sa superpower. So I think I cannot give a good advice, or at least my message is parang sa akin masama ang loob ko eh. Ang sama-samang loob ko kasi isa ako sa sumusuporta, nakikipag-away pa ako para kay Bongbong, tapos sobrang nabudol. Iba kasi yung hindi intentional. Right now, I do not see him as parang worthy of my respect. In fact, I see him as an enemy of the people. Kasi hindi na siya nakikinig. And the worst, yung mga tao pa niya, ang ginagawa ng gobyerno natin ngayon is totally ignoring public service. Ang ginagawa nila ngayon, nakaw dito, nakaw sa kaliwa, nakaw sa kanan. Parang wala tayong gobyerno sa ngayon. Kaya nga, kung sinasabi na the power of the government is from the people, now, any president or any leader na hindi na mag-deserve, I think the people have the right to remove anyone who's not serving its interest. The Constitution may have mandated us that 6 years is 6 years, but at the end of the day, the will of the people is the supreme law. Kung totoong kung ang sentiment ng tao ang pagbibigyan, the president should step down or be removed. Or else, yung kung ano mang nagawa ng administration na to negatively to the Filipino people, baka abot tayo sa irreversible na stage. Kaya nga masamang masalamalaw ko because as an ordinary citizen, hanggang comment na lang tayo, hanggang sulat na lang tayo. But at the end of the day, we saw the government's resources being stolen every day, being squandered for things that are not really for the Filipino people. Government resources are being spent para sa ibang interest, and it's hurting us, especially those who supported Bongbong Marcos to become the president. I thought he was our president. Now he's not my president. He is somebody else puppet. He is somebody else lapdog.